Well, guys, getting ready for my Mark Jenkins special 2012 10th anniversary jump. I got the old tires back on it. As you can see, these are the fronts. You can see the treads are actually still there. I'll get this thing to focus. See, the tread is still there. There we go. If you look at the back, they're both going to be the same. They're just kind of filed down. You know, it's supposed to be red like that, a little bit more redder than that. These are done kind of faded over the years, but you know it's the original color, because if you look, there it is. And all to all, I figure around 50 things have been replaced on this. It's still the original shocks, original computer, standard motors, but there's 12, this is a 2012 model. I had it for 10 years straight, running it hard, and yet there's really actually only been 12 mechanically things that have broke on it, and without counting one of these screws fell out and I had to replace it with that. Besides that, the things that have broke on it that wasn't fixable was this. This is still good though, but I had to get the gears for this. The gear that's up under here broke. Another thing that went bad on it was this is not talking about the body, the tires, the batteries, or the motors. We're not talking about those. Another thing that had to be replaced on it was this bottom black piece right at the bottom of the not the rear bumper, but the very bottom bracket piece of the bumper. That had to be replaced recently. It finally broke literally at like 2 years after I had this. It took it 7.5 or 8 years before it finally broke off while I was driving it. Finally, half of it was still on there, and then it finally just broke the rest of the way off. Another thing was both my rear bearings, which there are 2 on each side, went out. So that's another 4 things. And then I had like 5 or 6. I had about 4 or 5 bearings on the inside of the main transmission that went out, so I had to rebuild my main transmission. And then the last thing that couldn't be fixed on it was that my plastic gears, even the spare one that came with, I think the spare one might still be fairly good, but I had to replace a plastic gear on it. And that's pretty much it. Another thing, I've been very pleased with this thing. Still always gonna be my favorite. I really want to find a place around Mississippi where I can actually put this thing in competition, because I want to bring this one, even though may I not win or not, I still want to win at least 2 championships with this thing, or 2 races. That one I want to win championship with. That's a brand new one over there. It's ready to rip, rock, ready to lock. This is the most high dollar Traxxas Slash and fastest you could buy in 2012 that was a 2-wheel drive. This is the old style TSM they don't make no more. And this had a little repair to it as well. That one is a 2022 brushless 2-wheel drive. The most expensive you can get now. Bluetooth, and automatic steering. It has a balancer in it a gyro in it that when you pick it up, you know, it'll move. And pretty much when you steer it, I like the older style where you can actually, when you go around the corner, you could drift it. And you know, you have to counter steer. That one you don't counter steer, you just turn and hit the gas and it straighten up by itself because it's got a gyro on it. But I still love this one. I always will love this one. Knowing that it's 10 years old now and it's a Mark Jenkins special, which is a rare edition. And the thing that was actually the only other Slash that's the Holy Grail over this one. Well, then you have the original one, but this is actually about the second most Holy Grail Slash you could get. The most Holy Grail Slash that I know that you could get was also from this year in 2012, and it was a 4-wheel drive, but it was a Dodge. It had a sponsor with Dodge. It had the Dodge Ram truck. It was a truck. They had the number 47, I guess it was. This is Mark Jenkins. Here's the original body. There's the new body and the new tires. And those tires are actually the older style tires where I was just able to find them. They're the same matching tread, just so you know that I'm not lying to you. There you go. There's the exact tread marking. I got the original book, in case if you don't believe me that it's not from 2012. There you go, and that's like February 2012. There you go. August 2012. And these tires are the BF Good. These actually I had to buy because they're more popular, because this truck ain't very popular anymore. I had to buy the actual 2012 model, but the four-wheel drive. This is the four-wheel drive tread. And so these, they don't have any writing on them. They would have had chalked white writing on the side of them that would have said BF Goodwrench, which that's wore off over the years, or however you want to say it. But that's pretty much it. And let you know, I honestly believe that this is the best Traxxas Slash in the history of the world. That nothing can top. I mean, it has survived being fully submerged underwater after I have it. It survived me flipping it thousands of times. It has survived jumping 3 stories on the concrete without... And look, these are the original drive shafts. The original drive shafts. And they have never broke a single time in their life. And look, you got a lot of slack in it. But yet, it still drives fine. I mean, I drove it basically to where the whole rear end went out on it. I had to rebuild the rear end. I had to take this whole thing apart to get to it. Probably went through an estimate of at least, at the very least, 25 motors. At the very most, 40 motors. Saying around 35 motors I've went through. All of these. And they go out about every year now, though, usually. But when I first had it, I thought they were, when I was a kid, I thought, you know, being waterproof and all, and seeing them go in the mud and all that, I thought they could go in the mud without burning up. Not the case. And actually, this is still the original computer inside of here, but it's had to be plugged up different, because for some reason when I got this truck, it was messed up from the factory. When you go, and it wasn't the wires weren't backwards, but when you went to go forward, you know, back is forward, up, or forward is reverse on the trigger. Well, it was backward. So I actually had to unhook, well, my grandpa, he had to unhook this and had to plug in the fuse to a different spot, or either we took it to the place in Macomb and they had to plug up a new, put it in a new spot. And when we did that, I drove it in the water again, and it was just some miracle this thing has survived, because the motor went out, and when the motor burned up, it sent an electrical shock through here that went into the main system somehow. This got overheated, but somehow it didn't hurt this, but it went into the main system, and it shorted out and burned up two of the 4 circuit boards, to where now it's just the 2 that works. And for whatever reason now, yet it still works. And when you have a fresh battery and turn it on, it works fine. And if the battery isn't all the way dead and still green, you can still cut it off from the car. But if the battery goes down and it's blinking red, you can't cut it off from the car. You actually have to unplug it, because that computer system went bad on it. There's all 4 of the systems right there, and only, well, what I know, 2 of them work, and one of these, that's usually the bad sign, which I believe still works, which is a sign you don't ever want to have. I believe all 3 of those still work, but this setting is dead, like, because it burned up, like, not long after I had the car. But it still runs basically like a brand new one. I had to keep buying batteries, because the batteries keep going out, because I don't know if it's a short in here, or either because, you know, they don't make these, they discontinue these, so I don't know if it's kind of a difference in a voltage in a way. And then, of course, that broke, but that don't have nothing to do with it. I thought my end was starting to go bad, but it's still there. I don't know, but it still runs good, and I love it. And this, I'm actually about to, I want to put it in races, and I don't want it to weigh too much, but you see, this side is completely cracked, and there's really only that much right there, just about that much, that's holding this body on, because it's cracked all the way to right here, and then that'll come off. But I'm hoping it survived the jump. After that, I'm going to try to repair it, and if it does survive the jump, I'm going to race it one more time this year for the championship race, and then I'm going to redo this body. I'm going to actually get some paint, get some $100 hobby pin brushes, and then paint this from, you know, inside, back. And then this will just be maybe just some red spray paint, just a little bit of red spray paint there, and then some black spray paint there, and there. And then, like, just fix that up, and then touches right here. I'm going to have to really take my time on that. And then that right there, probably just some white I'll throw on there, and a little bit of black and red. Mostly just red right there because you can't really see it because it's behind there and the black kind of fades off. And where the holes are, I don't know what I'm going to do there. I'm going to have to buy some masking tape after I finish painting where it's clear at. I'm going to clean it up, then paint it where it's clear at. Then after that, I'm going to take some clear Flex Seal and kind of spray a little bit in here to help with a coat. And then I'm going to take where it's broke right here, all along here. Maybe I have to use about 3 pieces along right here. Well, actually, no, it's this side, the bad side. And then a little bit. Actually, no, it's this side's the bad side. And then some here and there. Just kind of touch it up. Use some masking tape, and they have this stuff called goo glue or Koo glue. I forgot what it's called though, but you take some of that and you put on the masking, which is going to look kind of ugly looking under here, but if you look at it, it already is ugly on the side. If I could redo it, I would love to, but it's going to kind of look ugly anyway from right here, but it's not what you want to see though. What you want to see is this part of the truck, which this I'm going to try to keep clean. I mean, the scratches, you can't do nothing much about it. The stickers, if they're still on there, I'm going to keep them on there. If they come all the way off, then I might put a sticker back on there, but maybe not, because that's what keeps the value and the legacy of the truck is keep the original stickers, don't do nothing about it. And the thing I love about this, the newer bodies over there, that's all stickers. This one, on the other hand, this right here, that is inside the body, and then this is also molded in the body. It's not a sticker. It's actually molded to the body. As these, as you can see, are in fact stickers. I'll show you right there. There's an air bubble. But as I'm here, let me use a sticker. For here, not a sticker. But yep, I cannot lose this. Special Mark Jenkins. Take one more look at it once it's all back together. There she is. As beautiful as ever, of Mark Jenkins. And I'm also going to go ahead and take that sticker off because that's not an original sticker, neither is this. Thinking about taking it off right now, actually. Yeah, let me do that. Mark Jenkins rides again. You can still make out the name. You can see Jenkins a little better here. You can kind of see the Mark J here. Back as being all original look of 2012. There we go. You know that it's 2012 because if you look at it like that, you're like, oh, you just take a high dollar body and put on there and you get the original tires. No. If you look, the computers are identical to 2012. I assure you that it's 2012. It's not fake. It is really one of the most rare, sought after slashes of all time. It's mine. Nobody else's. My actual first ever Traxxas. So it means a lot to me. And you cannot take it away from me. I love y'all and peace out. Keep it cool. When you're out there driving on the road, be sure to keep it between the mayo and the mustard if you like this video. And if you really care more about a lot of talking or care a lot more about me talking about RCs or racing, I'm down for it. I'm a big history buff on that. So if you ever want to hear any stories about me telling you about stuff, I'm more than welcome to. I'm free. So let me know. Comment if you like to down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And one of the things that I always did horrible about this was I would drive it wide open, 45 miles an hour, and turn it real hard just to see it flip whenever I was younger. But it survived. I'm thankful it survived. The bearings are still original in the front and still turn like brand new, even after 10 years. I'm not even going to try to fix them unless they need fixing, because stuff that comes from the factory is always good. So, hope you guys enjoyed it. Peace out, and I'll see you next time. You guys are cool. And keep rocking. Peace out.